As we all know, Icigool was teased to receive something new last week, and now with the new update, it has access to a Soul Burst form. So it's time I go over how to use it in the Battle Colosseum effectively. From movesets to teammates to counters, this is how to use Soul Burst Icigool. Before diving into some movesets, let's quickly go over its stats and ability to get an idea of what roles it can take on in battle. Of course, if you're only here for some free sets, skip to the timestamp. Now, Icigool's ability Party Trick is incredibly powerful as it automatically sets up Bane of Haste when it Soul Bursts. This, unlike the move Bane of Haste, gives it the unique ability to warp the turn order at the start of its turn. This can be really oppressive since Icigool only goes up to 50 base speed, making it able to move first immediately upon Soul Bursting. With its high attack stat of 132, it also has the power to deal big damage during these Bane of Haste turns. Icigool also gains a good amount of bulk with its Soul Burst, with its health, defense, and range defense all increasing by 10 points. On top of that, Icigool gains a whopping 30 energy, putting at a base 99, so it can now output moves a lot easier. As for its range attack, it only goes up to 19, so you can just ignore that. Now, if you thought that wasn't enough Bane of Haste for Icigool, its Soul move is a 100 base power Spirit type attack that sets up Bane of Haste for itself again. Soul Burst Icigool now has two different ways to set up Bane of Haste without actually needing the move itself. And with that, I will move on to the free sets. Given Icigool's stats, you could realistically run an offensive or defensive set. For the offensive set, Icigool would just stack up on its offensive tools like Fade Away, Ice Hammer, and Mega Chomp. And then the last move could be a toss-up between Rejuvenate for staying power and Thunder Chomp to hit things like Stratosaur and water types. TP-wise, I'd max out health and attack since speed is the exact opposite of what you want in Icigool. If you can, I'd go get a brawny sluggish Icigool with 0 speed UPs to maximize its effectiveness in Bane of Haste. Run 52 energy if you have Rejuvenate, as that lets you run 1 Rejuvenate and any 4 of your other moves. Or you can have 68 energy if you have Thunder Chomp for 4 stabs, 1 Mega Chomp, and 1 Thunder Chomp. The remaining TPs can go into melee defense to improve Icigool's bulk. The ability of choice prior to using Icigool's Soul Burst would be Power Jaw if possible. This gives Icigool an opportunity to deal massive damage to Loomian if it comes in before Icigool uses its Soul Burst. For a more defensive set, Icigool focuses more on utility and pivoting to enable its team with the Bane of Haste it can set up. Beyond the utility moves, Ice Hammer is just a general stab option to throw out since Icigool still has a good attack stat. As for the TPs, max health and melee defense investment with a robust personality lets it check the biggest physical offensive threat in Tata, being able to live 2 Timber Thrashes from it. 52 energy again for Rejuvenate and 4 other moves, and the rest can go into attack to bolster Icigool's Fade Away and Ice Hammer. The ability of choice for this set is Expertise in case you want to use any of your moves prior to Soul Bursting. Now leave a like and subscribe to my channel since I gave you free sets. Do it now. Anyways, as for what to pair with Soul Burst Icigool, since it sets up Bane of Haste, it is a given that you want to have some low speed, hard hitting Loomians on your team like Colossotrops, Meditoad, Charonix, and Holobunch. The latter two are especially good since they provide Icigool a light and spirit immunity, as well as form a pivot core with it. Now for the offensive set specifically, I highly recommend pairing Icigool with a Radiant Forecast Valkyrie, as this helps Icigool break through physical walls like Obsidian and Phage Knot that would otherwise entirely blank Icigool. Now, in terms of answers to Soul Burst Icigool, offensively there are plenty of options as Icigool's typing is weak to a lot of common typings. So things like Glissadia, Searknight, Chienta, Stratosaur, Vesperatu, and more are all very good at pressuring Icigool. Defensively, as I said earlier, Icigool's coverage leads it to be walled by the most common physical walls in Obsidian, Tundralin, and Phage Knot.